Welcome to Birds of Prey Sports, where we weekly cover Ravens and Orioles news. We're your hosts, TJ and Jared. And in this video, we're just going to be doing a little recap of, just how the offseason has been going for the Ravens so far. I say that sadly because obviously we wish we would be playing this upcoming Sunday. But it is what it is. And it's about to be start of a new league year, I believe, in a couple weeks. So it's that time to build a new roster again. And lately the Ravens have been losing, some coaches. Obviously the biggest one has been Mike McDonald. He went on to be the head coach of the Seahawks. But we've also lost Anthony Weaver. He's now going to be the DC of the Dolphins. We lost Denard Wilson. He's going to be the DC of the Titans. And
Yep.
I believe we've lost or we might lose Greg Lewis. He's like our wide receivers coach. I saw that the Saints are really interested in him. And we
I
had a
think that's
DL coach. I think we had a defensive line coach who was also getting
yeah.
promoted. I'm
I
not
think
sure
I
his
know what
name.
you're talking about, but I'm trying
But
to find it, but like there's no like list anywhere.
yeah, but our coaching staff is being rated. And I guess that's just a reflection of how successful this team was this past year. It coming into the year we didn't expect it, but we had the coaching to build us up to be a Super Bowl contender, and we should have been. And it's funny because coaching is what got us to where we got to and what made us beat all those great teams this season. And it's also what other teams are seeing this offseason to want to add to their own teams, but coaching is also what got us eliminated in a way. So it's just kind of bittersweet to see all these people go. Obviously you want them, to be in better positions and, create their own resume and names for themselves. But when you just look at, what this team was, it was special. And just everybody who contributed to it in a way, I mean, they're all gone in a way. It kind of reminds me of 2012, but with that, it was like players that we lost instead of like coaches. So, what are your thoughts? What has been the one that has hit you the hardest besides Mike McDonald?
Well, first, before we get into that, I just realized you need a new hat. We are an Orioles and
Yeah.
Ravens channel.
Oh
You
yeah,
need an
yeah, yeah.
Orioles
I
or
just had
Ravens
to.
hat. I'm looking at you like, well, hold on a second.
Hey, hey, it's just streetwear. It's just streetwear. It's. I don't mean anything, right? I don't mean anything. I don't
We
mean.
got a freaking undercover spy over here. But anyways, no, I think one of the ones that hits kind of home, I was kind of watching some videos about it, reading some articles, and is Anthony Weaver. Been the organization for a little bit, very highly praised, by Ravens staff members, Ravens fans, Ravens coaches, Ravens players as well. So yeah, that's kind of one that hits kind of hard because you know, I think a lot of people may have expected him to get the defensive coordinator job over Zachary Orr. Um, and because I mean Zach Orr, like 30 something, very early in 30s, he's like in 32, 33.
Yeah,
Anthony Weaver with a
33.
little bit more experience, maybe they expected to go that route. And I've heard people even bring up that maybe it's a possible head coaching replacement for whenever Harbaugh decides to, hang it up. So, kind of that and very like I said, very well respected between the organization and the players. So that might be a bigger loss. It might be many people might think everyone's gonna point to Mike McDonald as the bigger loss, but I think Anthony Weaver is definitely you know probably one of the bigger losses over the organization so far. We also lost what's it called Joe Horwitz or whatever his name. How we
Joe Ortiz. Joe Ortiz. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So we lost him to the Chargers, I believe, for the GM job, correct? If I'm correct.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
he's been in the organization forever. I think he's been in the organization since the 90s, if I'm not mistaken there. Obviously, he was, in the running for the GM job, I believe, before EDC had received it, or had, been told that he's going to get the job when Ozzy steps down. So, he's been in the organization forever. So, losing a guy like that who's been in the organizations for, over 20 years is crucial, So, a lot of guys we got to replace, this offseason. We already made one replacement. Oh, well, two, I guess, with Zach Orr moving into the defensive coordinator position. And, uh, what is it? There was defensive backs coach from Michigan that moved here as well. Something Mallory. I want to say is John Mallory. Um, I'm looking now, or Doug Mallory. Doug
Doug Mallory.
Mallory from Michigan to to the Ravens here. So we've already filled two positions. Some more to go. Obviously the deep, well, not the DB's coach, the defensive line coach. I think that was Weaver's position. And uh, I haven't really put on my mind who I would have want in these certain positions. I don't know if you have either. So, but there's still a few positions we got to fill, and maybe we can make another video about that. Maybe dive deep and maybe who we would want in those positions.
Oh yeah, yeah. And definitely because I'm not sure who the candidates are out there. It seems like the Ravens like to do a lot of things in-house, it seems like.
Yeah,
So maybe they'll like find somebody who's
yeah,
been like there for years, but we never heard of,
right.
or go to Michigan,
Oh
but
yeah, or be a lifelong friend, like some
yeah,
John
yeah.
Harbaugh's third grade counselor or whatever.
Yeah. It's funny because I want to, quote and Graven. That's one thing that Harbaugh does is he gives opportunities to his friends a lot. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess he's a really good friend. But something I noticed is, obviously Jim Harbaugh is a new head coach of the Chargers. It seems like they're trading a lot of personnel between the
yeah,
Ravens and Chargers, or at least the Chargers are trying to take people from us. I mean, they just recently got Greg Roman as their offensive coordinator. They got Joe Ortiz. I believe I don't know. I believe they're interested in somebody else, or they hired like their brother Jay Harbaugh to be a part of their team. I guess like the Harbaugh family culture just loves to share personnel and players between each other. But
yeah.
you know, I
There
feel
really
bad
is
for Justin
no.
Herbert.
Yeah, right. He's gonna be running read options in playoff games for no reason. But
And
no,
Keenan
yeah,
Allen's
there.
not going to get thrown the ball anymore.
Or he's gonna be throwing the ball like our approach they did versus the Broncos. But no, I was saying they don't really have a coaching tree. They got a family and friends tree. It's just kind of
Yeah.
what it
Oh yeah.
seems like.
Yeah.
They make sure that their friends are well kept. And I don't. I mean, they've both been very successful coaches in the NFL, and with Jim in college, and so I guess it's working. Is it the best recipe for success? Championship success so far for Harbaugh. It's brought him one. Jim only in the college. He's been Jim Harbaugh's been in the Super Bowl once. Obviously, that's when we beat him. He's been in the conference championship a few times. But I don't know exactly how I would like feel about hiring somebody I would had fired, previously, meaning Jim Harbaugh hiring Greg Roman after their departure and versus in the 40 versus when they were on together on the 49ers. So I don't it's like John hiring, Greg Roman if John coaches the Bears, in 10 years, whatever. Even though I doubt that would happen, but you know, I mean, I guess congratulations to Roman, for getting another opportunity. I don't think he would have got another opportunity outside of maybe a Harbaugh hire, but maybe he's cooking something up. I highly doubt that. He's had 3 or 4 chances to do so, and he hasn't. So but I guess we can congratulate him. He's brought some successful offensive seasons to Baltimore. Obviously, he started to fizzle out towards the end, and it just needed to change. It needed to be made, and we did that, and we got to the conference championship, so I guess that you know got somewhere. I guess so.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to definitely be keeping my eye on the Chargers this upcoming season,
Yeah,
see what they do. But yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of coaching changes. Coaching carousel, I believe, is going to happen around the league.
yeah,
Um, we just got to see what happens next. So to move on from that, I wanted to bring up Eric Bieniemy, because obviously, he's not the OC for the Commanders anymore. Dan Quinn just came in and pretty much said, "You're a great guy, you're a great coach, but I don't want to work with you." Which is like the most backhanded compliment ever, in my opinion. But he's not the OC for the Commanders anymore. But he showed me a report where he talked to the Chiefs before the AFC Championship game. And that was kind of weird to me because, how are you going to get a former employee of yours to talk to a team that he's not on, and coach them, kind of give him tips against, a team that they're playing, that you said yourself that kind of sounds like tampering. So I want to know what you guys think. Maybe, one of you can comment, actually comment this time. Maybe one of you can comment, what you think about this, if it was tampering or not, because it definitely seems suspicious to me. I don't see us going back. Well, I don't think we will go back to Marty Morningweg or or Greg Roman is to get some tips
That
on how to
the
beat. So,
difference between that is like they don't have jobs. Like
oh yeah, okay,
the
yeah,
the enemy was still technically a commander's employee at that time. So, you know, it's like me or you, working an office job and then going to our rival's company, to hype them up
give
for,
them tips.
business, a
Yeah,
meeting or whatever, some BS like that. So that's why it just
yeah,
kind of struck the wrong nerve for me and struck the wrong nerve for you too.
yeah. It's definitely suspicious. I'm noticing the Chiefs get away with some things, and
Mhm.
that's just how it is. But honestly, I just wanted to say before I heard this today, like literally just before this video, I honestly wanted to kind of see the Ravens add Bieniemy. Maybe as like a quarterback's coach or like a wide receiver coach, or because we might lose Greg Lewis, or like a pass game coordinator or something like that. Or maybe a game manager, whatever we were trying to hire Jerry Rosberg for, whatever role that is. But
Mhm.
yeah. Oh yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Hiring Jerry Rosberg as a game manager, shouldn't that be Harbaugh's job as his head coach?
I mean, that's kind of what everyone was implying when we brought him in for like 20 minutes,
Right.
So I didn't make any sense to me, and I mean, there's kind of three scenarios I can think of why he didn't get brought in. Either because you got to remember he's coming out of retirement, so it's not
Yeah.
like we're getting off of like the free agent market, the coaching free agent market. So it's either like we didn't offer him maybe enough money to do that position. Either EDC tried to bring this in and like Harbaugh wasn't okay with it, or three, they saw how much bad publicity we were getting from that and we're like, all right, never mind. Like, let's cut the cord here. So I
Mhm.
don't, and it could be something else besides one of those three. But I mean, out of those three, what do you think is like the most reasonable there?
I kind of think, it was like your third. We said it got a lot of bad publicity. I mean,
Mhm.
even though the Ravens many times have been quoted on not really relying on what the fans say and stuff like that.
Yeah, end of the
But
bar, right?
yeah, yeah, but into the bar. But honestly, I just feel like it was worthless. Like I mean, Harbaugh should be the one managing games. I mean, he's been the coach since 2008. If you're hiring somebody to do that, then it sounds to me like you're losing faith in your ability to, think past critical situations in games.
Hmm.
I mean, and even so, that's what you have assistant head coaches for. That's what you
Right,
have other coaches for. I'm pretty sure
right.
they have knowledge of degree of the game as well. So it was just a weird hiring. Probably would have been a waste of money and space. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would
Kind of
love to
in
see.
kind of it's kind of embarrassing. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah, yeah,
like it's almost
yeah.
like having someone shadow you, in a way, like would you really want that at your job? Especially if you're considered the boss. I mean, well, one of the boss. You're not the boss, but you're the boss of the overall team, and its performance. So I just would feel like it's almost like it's just it would be kind of embarrassing to me. It's almost like they don't trust me enough to make big decisions in certain games. And it's just like, I mean, we don't trust Harbaugh at this point, in big games. So maybe it would have been a good hire, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's and he was from the Broncos too, so maybe we dodged a bullet because they
Well,
haven't
we
been
had him
good.
already. We had him from 20 whatever to 2018.
Oh yeah,
So, mm,
yeah. But I think that's all we got for you guys in this video today. Just doing a recap of what happened with the coaching so far and just guys we lost and added. But is there anything else you want to mention?
no, that's all.
That's all we got for you guys today. Hope you guys been having a great day, despite all the news that's been going around, a roller coaster of an off season so far. But hopefully it can get better. I see a lot of mock drafts and I like what I'm seeing, so hopefully the Ravens can, recoup, expected losses in the draft and add some, new coaches, that can get us back to where we were. So that's all we got for you guys in this video today. Make sure to check out our social medias, follow them, our Instagram, our TikTok, our Twitter. Make sure to check out our other channel, Casual Cinema. As I stated, after the off season, we're going to be on there a lot more. Well, we're now in the off season, so when the movie comes out, we'll be on there a lot more. But yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe. Birds of Prey Sports. TJ and Jared. Rob.
Wow.